At this point, it's no surprise to anyone that prices have been going up really all across Oregon and nationally, which obviously does not exclude Newberg. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is sharing all the different things you need to know about the costs associated with living in Newberg: home prices, median wage, grocery bills, utilities, property taxes, income tax, things like that. Also, if you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel Roberts. I am a local realtor here in town. I run a small team called the Joyful Roberts Group, and we help people move to Newberg all the time. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can call, text, email, doesn't matter. Happy to answer any of your questions and help you find your home here in Newberg if that's what you want to do. All right, now let's get into some of the actual costs associated with living in Newberg. First, let's start with median income. Median income for individuals in Newberg is around $32,000. That translates roughly to about $16 an hour or $2,700 per month. Now, if you compare this to the national medians, it's pretty close for individuals, about $31,000 for the national median income. What's interesting is that the median wage in Newberg is actually fairly close to the minimum wage, which just went up to $14.20 per hour. When you compare that number to the federal minimum wage of $7.25, we're effectively double the minimum wage for Newberg compared to national averages. Now, when you compare this to Portland, it doesn't look quite as bad because Portland's minimum wage is $15.45 because Portland automatically has $1.25 premium over the statewide minimum wage. When you look at how much this actually is, it's only like $2,500 per month. That's what minimum wage is making. And that's about like $28,000 per year, which isn't a whole lot less than the median wage. That won't even cover a mortgage payment in most cases. So there are a lot of people struggling here, which is why Newberg is not exactly an affordable place to live. On the note of homes and affording mortgages, let's look at home prices. Right now, the median price of a home is about $460,000 for our most recent data, but that number is starting to go up again despite high interest rates currently. Now, when you look at the monthly payment for one of these houses, so say $460,000 with 5% down at a 6.5% interest rate, which is what a lot of people are seeing. You put that together, you're gonna be looking at your PITI, which is your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That's gonna be somewhere in the range of $3,100 to $3,300. So really, in order to afford just the median priced home, you are gonna need to be making as a household close to $100,000, which comes out to about $8,300 a month. That's a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people. But again, then you start looking at homes that are closer to Portland. You're looking at home prices closer to $500,000, $550,000. And many people are just having to either completely move out of Oregon, or they're having to live with other people, or just go farther and farther away from the urban and suburban areas. All right, next up, gas prices. Obviously, gas prices can fluctuate wildly. Usually we're sitting around $4.50 or so, but obviously there's a lot of things that go into changing that. Grocery prices for a family of four, and I'll just use myself as an example. I've got 2 kids and a wife. We pay around $600 per month on groceries. We also don't buy a whole lot of junk food and unnecessary things. So for a lot of people, they're paying closer to $800, $900 for groceries for a family of 4. That's also not including eating out. If you're eating out at a restaurant, be prepared to spend at least $15 per person, which doesn't include tip. It used to be that $40, $50 could cover a whole family, but now it's probably going to be more like between $60 and $80 for a family. Income tax. If you're new to Oregon, you may not be familiar that Oregon has income tax, which is actually fairly high compared to other states. Income tax starts at 4.75 for the lower tax bracket and all the way up to 9.9% for the higher tax bracket. So this is something to consider as you're looking at all the different factors when it comes to cost of living. Now, Oregon does not have sales tax. So if you're someone who likes shopping a lot and don't like having to pay for sales tax, then that's at least a silver lining. Utility costs are also fairly high, specifically the water and wastewater bills. Now, there's a lot of discussion in town about this. There's fees on there that the current city manager and council are trying to get removed, but it's fairly expensive. We've got a family of 4. Again, our water bill is around $180 per month. And part of that is because we do give our kids baths probably more often than most people because they're little and they stink, but we also don't water our lawns. So A lot of people are paying anywhere between $160 to $200 a month for the water bill. If you have gas appliances, including heating your home, it's probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 per month in the summer, closer to $100 in the winter. Same thing for electricity, you usually pay around $100 a month. The last thing I'm going to talk about is SDCs. What are SDCs? Well, it stands for System Development Charges. Essentially, when a builder is building a new house or any type of new development, there's charges for putting in the waste lines and the water lines, all the utility lines, and they get charged for those things. You can't be in Newberg for very long without hearing about SDCs, so I just wanted you to kind of know what they are, and it's part of the reason why home prices are a bit more expensive. Now, the hope is to get some of these fees removed. The current city council is working on some of these things, but until then, we're going to see home prices continue to be expensive because people just can't build enough homes and make a profit on them. So despite all of these things and the different costs involved, I still think Newberg is a really great place to live. There's, again, more and more people are wanting to move here because of the scenery, because of the local wineries, and it's really just a great place to grow, as is our motto. I've got a video right there called 7 Reasons You Should Move to Newberg. I personally think that has a lot of other compelling reasons why this is a great spot. If you're considering Newberg or one of the surrounding areas, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Well, go ahead and check out that video, and I look forward to seeing you in that one.